The movie begins saying 300 years ago, gods and monsters started appearing, and only 3 years ago, Superman started being active. So what happened to Earth the last 297 years? Were they just cooked the whole way through? And our first impression for this Superman is that he took an L for the first time as he calls for his dog to carry his immobile ass as he struggles to move. I'm guessing James Gunn, the director, wanted to create a vulnerable Superman so that he can be seen as more human and the fights can be more unpredictable, since it's boring if we always know who's gonna win. Then we're introduced to Space Maids. Bro has a group of AI slaves that will do whatever he wants. Whatever he wants, eh? Now his parents left a message speaking Japanese, which means fluent in gibberish, and although half the message was lost and damaged, the first half of the message is, "We love you and do good on Earth."
Yes, Space Daddy.
Then Space Maids put sunlight on his ass to heal his injuries, and bro's like, man, you can't take some vitamin D? Then bro acts performative when he's all healed up and heads back to the city to get his ass beat again. Then there's this stalker that tries to find where Superman lives, and once she finds it, the slave reports back to her boss, Lex Luthor, a billionaire who's obsessed with Superman. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this flying scene in particular, bro looking kinda fruity when he flies.
Yes.
Meanwhile, back in the city, some metahuman robot just starts cooking some civilians up. And it's funny how this guy's just like, go, go, while just standing there and staying still. Wait, did this lady just sit back down? What the hell? I bet she's like, you know what? Do I really want to slave away a 9 to 5 forever when I could just die right now? And this Charlie D'Amelio wannabe TikToker is Lex Luthor's girlfriend, as it turns out it's Luthor that's controlling the metahuman bot. Wow, bro really hired a team of nerds to beat Superman's ass. And of course the
Asian the tech nerd.
Anyway, Superman gets his ass beat again. Superman, why did you redeem it? I'm kidding.
My ass made in China. Pish you.
Damn, you weak as hell. Zack Snyder would have made you stronger. So Luthor's team celebrates because Bodhi, a certified hater, while Superman works a 9 to 5 as a journalist for the Daily Planet. You know, if James Gunn wanted to make Superman more relatable, he should have added scenes where Superman's like tempted to like rob a bank because he can't pay his rent. By the way, when a girl says she likes nerds, she means this, a hot tall dude with glasses. You show her a real nerd and she'll go, nah, that's an incel, that's not a nerd. Then we meet this NPC, and call me crazy, but nearly every single scene she's in this movie, she's shaking her milkers like it's on purpose. And you might not believe me now, but there's a scene near the end that you'll see clearly where it's just deliberate. Then we meet Walmart Jeremy Allen and Lois Lane.
Oh my gosh, hey, he looks like that midget from The Bear.
Meanwhile, Luthor flexes his army of slaves to a group of people and calls them Planet Watch.
Yay!
Then the Baldy tries convincing a group of people to hate Superman and bring him in for questioning, so bro has a full-on gossip sesh because a man in tights live rent-free in his head. And when Lois gets home, Superman is making food for her. Why? Cause they be clapping. And Lois also knows Clark is Superman, as they practically go crazy against the kitchen top. Now both actors are married off camera, so when it was revealed that they made out for 4 hours on set, and there's a viral clip of the actress that kept on kissing even after the director said cut, she kept going. Bro, if that was my wife and she did that, she's not my wife anymore. She's not my anything. Get out my house, bitch. I'm kidding. I swear, actors found a loophole to get away with cheating by saying, no, it's my work, I'm just really dedicated to my job. So Lois interviews her mans but plays devil's advocate and rage baits him. And Superman's like, I stopped a war with 0 casualties and people were gonna die. And she's like, you illegally entered another country, intimidated and threatened the leader that's our ally, so you're a terrible person. Now see, you're trying to trigger me.
Ooh.
Do you think I'm evil?
Wearing red underwear as your costume is pretty sus.
People were going to die!
Why are you so emotional? Henry Cavill would never.
Alright, I'm out.
I knew this would never work.
What does that mean?
I should have dated Batman, not a brokey.
Well, Batman don't go for girls pushing 40. She's like,
I was mean to him the whole interview. How dare he say that?
Anyway, Luthor finds Superman's secret goon cave, then gets rid of the Space Maids. Yo, watch the scene specifically. That was so unnecessary and performative. Like, how about you just turn around instead of doing all that? So the Space Maids get wrecked and Crypto the Superdog gets captured. Look at her face, she's like,
I thought we were gonna take pretty selfies together.
Then Luthor's goons end up restoring the second half of the message that was lost from Superman's parents, while at the same time Luthor orders his slaves to release a monster to distract Superman. Then the little monster grows enormous, and despite being super enormous, somehow managed to not destroy a single building or anything while it grew to that size, but only started to destroy it now. Interesting. And this fight pretty much just shows how good of a guy Superman is. Like, he saves a dog, then asks civilians if they're okay.
I'm fine, Daddy.
And bro starts smiling because he's relieved.
And he even saves the Asian lady. Oh, that's the +15 social credit.
You heard of the Oxford study? Alright.
If you want Panda Express, let me know, okay?
Then we meet the Justice Gang, which consists of Bowl-Cut, Dora, and Face Mask, who all got powers, and they try to take down the monster while Superman saves a little girl, which is cool and all. But if you look closely, this scene is hilarious. There's a giant-ass monster, the city's going crazy, and this girl's just casually walking on the street looking at the ground. Really?
I'd hate to be that guy, but if your survival instincts are that bad, should you really keep living?
And Superman's such a kind, sweet soul, bro literally saves a squirrel. Yes, a squirrel. Anyway, Face Mask kills the monster while Superman makes sure there's no casualties. Man, look at how wholesome he is. The moment he sees a kid, he immediately starts smiling like a good boy. But suddenly, news break revealing the second half of the message from Superman's parents, and they pretty much tell him to conquer the Earth and have multiple wives. And what's funny about this message is everyone's in shock, losing their minds, like, how can aliens that's not from Earth not have the same progressive views we have?
They want to sit and act like, conquer and have multiple wives, but that's crazy. Humans have never done that before.
I mean, if you read a history book, humans have been doing that from kings to rulers like Genghis Khan, so I don't know why they're all shocked that aliens that have never been on Earth have some outdated morals. But yeah, the public pretty much switches up on Superman, with Luthor leading it, calling him a groomer. Then we see this woman crying, and I'm just like, bruh, if you can't even think for yourself and you let the news instantly emotionally affect you all the time, man, I don't know what to tell you. You're kind of an NPC. Then Bowl-Cut decides to confront him, and it's like, what are you gonna do, sing Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles? Meanwhile, Baravian leader says Superman only stopped the war because he wants the less developed country enslaved and wants the Baravian woman for himself, when in reality, the leader is working with Luthor to take down Superman and conquer Jarhampar, or whatever the made-up country's called. So the man in tights finds out his Guna cave is destroyed and gets sad his maid bots can't serve him anymore, and finding out his dog is missing, bro goes and confronts Luthor.
Where's the dog?
What dog?
Where's the dog?
I don't know what dog you're talking about. Ugly dog.
You heard him, he took it.
And cause Superman crashes out, the media uses it against him to say that's who he truly is, so to find his dog, bro turns himself in and gets taken to some portal that leads to Luthor's secret pocket universe. And it's a trap, cause Luthor puts Clark with a dude that can change his body to any known elemental substance, and in this case, kryptonite, which is his only weakness. As Walmart Jeremy Allen finds out from Luthor's current girlfriend that Superman's stuck in a pocket universe, so Lois pulls up to the Justice Gang to get help to rescue her mans. And Luthor is such a hater, bro hired monkeys to type hate comments on Superman.
Grown-ass man obsessed over another man and just constantly thinking about another dude? That's kinda gay.
Anyway, Clark finds his dog while getting tortured by dude who can make kryptonite cause Luthor's using that dude's son as a hostage. While at the same time, Luthor's girl cheats on him with Mr. Walmart, but bro only wants info and dirt on Luthor and couldn't care less about her, and when she catches on, he's like,
No, I want dirt on Luthor so we can be together.
so she's like,
Okay, daddy, call me.
man, why are you lying? And girl, why are you cheating?
Can we not normalize this behavior in modern movies? Because dating in 2025 is already cooked as it is.
And when Face Mask finds Superman's whereabouts, Bowl-Cut and Dora's like, yeah, I ain't rescuing shit.
Swiper, no swipey. You pushing 60 trying to look like the Beatles.
My mom thinks I'm cute. But Face Mask decides to go with Lois to rescue Clark while Luthor pulls up with the Baravian leader to kill Superman's favorite kebab owner. Please, his kebabs are really good. I have one question. Will you go on a date with me? I can't. I'll keep killing till I get a date. I should have known he was in love with me. And by the time Face Mask and Lois enter the pocket universe, this chopped mutant has a change of heart and creates an artificial sun to heal Superman so bro can reunite the chopped mutant with his chopped ass son. And when Superman reunites with Krypto and gets his dog back, the Force successfully escapes out the portal before it closes.
Hey, you can't die on me yet. We gotta make love for another 4 hours.
And Lois takes bro to his parents.
That's the sound my mom makes when I asked if I could have a sleepover growing up.
You taking selfies? Does this look like Coachella?
Get the hell out.
So this is the part Luthor's girl feels wrong, so she sends Walmart Jeremy Allen what will ruin Luthor to get back at him, but it's like, girl, did you not wrong him first by texting dudes behind his back? And she just sends a bunch of selfies. And after Lois brings Clark to his parents, she studies the selfies given by Walmart and discovers she can use it as evidence against Luthor in his involvement with Baravia. Meanwhile, Luthor throws a hissy fit and crashes out because he desperately wants to see Superman and creates a rift that will split the world in half just to get Superman's attention and find him.
Oh, he crazy. And he gay.
And the next day, Superman's all like, my life's a lie, I'm not who I thought I was, I'm a fraud. But his Earth Daddy's like, it's not what your parents say that makes you who you are, but it's your actions that define you. Thanks, Earth Daddy. Then seeing Baravia about to invade Jarhanpur on the news, Clark's in a dilemma because he hears from Face Mask the world is gonna split in two and needs help right away. Hey, yo, is that bro's wife? You have an interesting taste in men, madam. Anyway, Lois connects the dots and figures out Luthor is helping Baravia so he can take half of Jarhanpur's territory once it's conquered. And they figured it out all thanks to selfies. Then the staff board a ship for safety in case the Earth does split in half. Yo, is it just me, but when I see these buildings torn in two, I be thinking, man, how much is all of this gonna cost to fix? Like, damn. And despite Luthor causing all of this, like a coward, bro flies away from accountability. You know what's funny? When Superman pulls up, he saves a woman from getting splattered by a building, but then she just drives off, looks back, and doesn't even say thank you. And this is why I could never be Superman, because if I stopped a literal building from falling on someone and they don't even say thank you, let alone show any sort of appreciation, bro, I'm chucking the building right back at him. Anyway, Luthor's goons give Clark and Face Mask a big hug, which puts Face Mask's grown ass to sleep. And this sequence was crazy. Clark be using a gooner as a weapon, but gets hit, thrown into the sky, and this weirdo just kicks him in the nuts.
Rest in peace to your future kids.
But then using some black thingy, it makes bro unable to breathe, and Lex just be looking like, yes, yes. Yo, Nicholas Hoult did a great job as the villain. Look at this level of pure, unadulterated hate. And it turns out he initially auditioned for Superman, so James Gunn making him bold and a villain who despises Superman is actually pretty genius. And cause bro can't breathe, he heads to space, but the goon's like, let me give you a back hug, Opa, and they start cuddling and spooning in space. Then Clark heads back down and gives one of them a goodnight kiss and puts him asleep, and bro can finally breathe again. Not gonna lie, this plot twist was interesting, that one of the goons is actually a clone of Clark. Yo, Lex might be way too strong cause he says all he needed was a strand of Superman's hair to make a clone, so if Lex decides to make 10 clones, which he can, Clark is cooked. So using his army of tech super nerds, they control the clone like it's a video game to beat Clark's ass. And just when Jarhanpur thinks they're cooked, as this kid literally prays to Superman, bowl cut and chopped mutant turns up and stops the Baravian military, while Dora be like,
Hola, soy Dora.
duh. Dora, you won't kill me.
Can you find a dead body? Dora.
And as the journalists publish a piece exposing Luthor, Clark's like, just say you're jealous, bro. Of course I am. And Luthor does a pretty good speech how envy is his calling to defeat him, and that the reason he hates Superman is because Superman's strength shows how weak humans really are.
So in short, bro hates him because he has hair. I'm kidding.
And when it looks like Clark's about to lose and as he continues to get beat, bro calls for his dog. So in James Gunn's Superman, bro needs his dog to win a fight as the dog eats the cameras so the super nerds can't control the clone, allowing Clark to beat him. And this goes back to the idea that James Gunn's Superman isn't invincible, more vulnerable, and much more human-like compared to the Henry Cavill version. And the fight scenes in this film are pretty creative as bro literally dislocates his arm to get his clone get yeeted by a bus and to be sucked into a black hole. Then Face Mask were like,
Quit messing around.
Quit messing around. Weren't you the one sleeping the whole time when Superman was fighting and you gonna tell him quit messing around? Huh?
hey man, this you? This you, right? Quit messing around! Now, the Earth keeps splitting, and as Baldy tries getting away, Superman confronts him while Face Mask undoes the split.
I won your hairline.
And that is why you need to go to Turkey! Then he does a speech about how he's human, he gets scared, he loves, and makes mistakes, but that's part of being human, and that's his greatest strength.
And when I was watching the scene in the theaters, I remember I was just smiling the whole time throughout his speech because I really think this is what DC has been missing.
Don't get me wrong, I love Man of Steel. I think Henry Cavill's Superman is obviously a lot cooler because bro aura farms and is mewing for 2 hours straight, and there were moments I said to myself, I wish he wasn't always so serious 24/7. So to see Superman express all sorts of emotions, showing vulnerability and letting it be known he's imperfect and that's okay, was very refreshing. And a lot more relatable than a Superman that's super serious 24/7 that shows little to no weakness, who is close to being perfect and invincible.
In my opinion, I never saw Superman as being cool, I saw Superman as being good. So in terms of being good, or expressing how good Superman can be, I believe James Gunn did a great job doing that. Whether that's saving squirrels to smiling instantly when a kid runs up to him, or saving the Asian lady, we see a version of Superman that's good that you can not only to a degree relate to, but also a Superman you can see yourself rooting for. So visually, Man of Steel looks better and Henry Cavill's Superman does have more aura, but at the same time, just in terms of a personality that you can see yourself rooting for and just seeing how good Superman can be, James Gunn's Superman takes the cake from here.
Anyway, Clark does his speech, then Luthor gets manhandled by bro's dog like, damn, the dog's biting his ass while he upside down. Then Face Mask closes the split and Luthor gets exposed for his involvement with Baravia to overthrow the country of Jarhanpur, so now the world hates him and sees him as a lying fraud. And the journalists celebrate. You see what I mean? She's doing it on purpose. Look carefully how everyone else celebrates, and then look how the girl with glasses celebrate.
So everyone's hugging or either doing something like this to like celebrate, but then she's over here, she's doing this, and she's doing that. She's doing that, like to celebrate, like, yay, yay. Come on, bro. That's just deliberate. That's on purpose.
So Jahanpur is free from danger, Luthor gets arrested, everyone from the Pocket Universe prison is free, while the two main characters continue to piss off their spouses by making out for another 4 hours.
The real life partner gonna be very mad.
As the film ends with the introduction of Supergirl, which will be released next year.
And as someone who really liked Man of Steel, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie as I look forward to more future films from James Gunn. And if you watch this film, feel free to leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy KC. And yeah, till next time.